Atkins Arboretum is a 400-acre native garden and preserve. It's an educational center focusing on native plants of Eastern Shore. Native plants are important to our environment because they provide habitat and food and cover for wildlife. They also are well adapted to the region because they've evolved here naturally.
Volunteering to help the bay is very important because we live near the bay and there's water everywhere and wildlife, and we always use it constantly even though people are not aware of it. So I think it's necessary to give back to the bay and do all that we can to help it so that we can help ourselves.
The education component, informing people about the ecology of the bay and the importance of native plants and buffer zones, critical area planting. I think it's the ecology information that they share that is incredibly helpful.
This is our lovely spice bush, which is blooming this time of year. The spice bush swallowtail butterfly is the reason that we promote people planting native plants like the spice bush instead of the imported forsythia. That is an imported plant and it does not support the wildlife like the spice bush. It's not quite as showy, but it does have a very pretty bloom, and the leaves will be out shortly, and then we'll start seeing the swallowtail butterfly, and it will start laying its eggs on the leaves. I see this arboretum as educating our younger generation as well as our older generation, and if we don't educate them on the outdoors, they're not going to care about the outdoors, and including the Chesapeake Bay.
It's important to tell the world what you're doing and why you're doing it. We suggest in a natural landscape that you put in a sign. Then when I'm walking down the street and I see these overgrown plants and this high grasses and stuff, and I think maybe it's a weed patch, and I come up and I see Jen's butterfly garden, come in and enjoy, wow, then I know that Jen is planting this and I know it's intentional.
The benefits of native prairie, native plants go really so far beyond just having those native plants and being able to enjoy that greenery. The benefits really reach well into community building and relationship building.
Being able to establish kind of a made-up prairie here in the city is a huge opportunity in terms of giving people who might not otherwise be able to travel out 100 miles to see a real prairie. They could get that kind of exposure here. And what's great about this is we're getting rabbits, we're getting birds, butterflies, bees, insects, all those things that, those little things that make a prairie really special to children. You're getting that here.
I think the long-term benefits have been the education and the enjoyment for the public. We have a lot of big open space areas that are now native, and we have a lot of trail system that goes through those areas. We have educational panels along at different specific sites so that people can learn more about native vegetation and the natural environment that they live in.
Having that opportunity to bring communities together to learn about how we are not separate from the environment, but we as people are a part of that environment, and in fact are an integral part of the environment, is an opportunity that organizations like the Kansas Land Trust hope we can spread to communities both within the urban context and the suburban context, and also rural communities.
It's all about making nature easily accessible, which is to us a really great opportunity and something that should be looked at as a positive in addition to all the water quality and air quality benefits that native plants provide.